What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today we are going to be installing some seat covers from Kustom Interiors and completely changing the look of our 2024 Mustang GT. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that we went with the 301A package, which gives you the gray cloth seats, but it does give you the vinyl trim on those seats, which looks pretty good. Now, these are going to actually change that seat into what you'd typically get in a premium package car, which is the leather seats. These look pretty cool, guys, and this would be a great option if you went with a base car and you want that premium look to the interior. This is where it's at. So let's go take a look at these real quick. We're gonna then install them on the car. I'll show you how to do it, and by the end of the video, you'll see if it's something you wanna do to your Mustang to kind of improve the looks, but also add some durability and protection to your stock seats. So let's go check them out. Well, guys, here they are. These are the seat covers from Kustom Interiors. And forgive the blanket here, but this is gonna be our little work zone here while we take the seats out of the car to install these. That way we don't scrape anything up or damage anything. And yes, you heard me right, we have to actually remove the seats in the car to install these. So these take a little bit more labor to install, a little bit more work, but in the end, it's gonna totally be worth it. So here, let's take a quick look at them here, the design I chose. Obviously, it's a leather looking seat. I don't think it's true leather, but man, it feels like it. I also went with this like quilted stitch, which is really cool with the white stitching. The stitching really pops, man, in the light, and it's kind of tough to convey probably on video, but these things really have a nice build to them. And you can see that even the rear like latch to move the seat up and down comes through here. Seat belt comes through there. Just a really cool pattern to the seat here, guys. You can see the rears here as well. These are extremely form-fitting, so it's gonna be a little work getting them installed, but like I said, I think it's gonna be well worth it, and we'll show you how to do it. Guys, as you see, the quality of the seat covers look absolutely phenomenal, and I think they're gonna fit really good from what I've seen, but we'll let you be the judge once we're done installing. The first step here that we're gonna do is actually start with the driver's side here, and we're gonna take out the driver's side seat. There's gonna be 4 bolts that hold that thing in, so let's open the door and we'll get started. So we are here now. We actually have, since we have the 301A package, we have this automatic, motorized seat here. So we're gonna need to move the seat completely back to get access to the front bolts, and we're gonna need to move it all the way forward to get access to the rear bolts. Now where you guys are gonna start here is right under here. You're gonna see that there is a little cover, and you just literally push in right here. I'm using just a little soft pry tool here, and you're gonna go over here as well, tool in there, pop these out. Now you can see the 2T55 Torx 55 size bolts that hold these seats in, and that's what we're gonna be working on here first. So let me go grab a socket. We'll get these loosened up, and then we'll move the seat forward, do the same in the rear. And then we have another important step here that we don't want to forget about. Since we have the motorized seat here, we have to unplug the seat. But before we do that, we want to disconnect the battery so we don't get any sort of lights on the dash. I hear that could be a problem if we don't do that in the correct order. So we'll get to that in just a sec, but we'll buzz out these first bolts and move on to the rears. Then it looks like we got the same kind of situation back here where you got to pop off these 2 little covers, and then we'll get access to those bolts. Got it. All right, now that we got the 4 bolts out here or loosened up, let's, before we forget, go to the front of the car here. We will disconnect the positive terminal on the battery, and that way we can safely remove that front seat by unclipping the harness there, and we don't got to worry about any airbag stuff or anything like that. So let me do that real quick, and then we can pull that seat. Ta-da! Well, look at that, boys. We got the seats out, or 1 seat out of all of them. Man, what a weight reduction. If I could just drive the car like this, that'd be perfect. These are the 2 clips here that I didn't show while pulling out the seat. They just unclip real easy right here. and they're connected back here, the back part of the seat. You connect those after you disconnect the battery, and you should be good to go. So we got the first seat out. This is what the 301A obviously seats look like. They actually look really nice. I mean, you got the vinyl trim all on the sides here, the white stitching, and then obviously the cloth centers. So they look really good, but man, these are pretty heavy. Obviously, because this one's power, it'll be interesting to see what the passenger side feels like. But yeah, the driver one, pretty heavy, but it's going to be totally worth doing this to get these covers installed. I'm super excited to see what these things look like, guys. So without further ado, let's start mocking this thing up and start installing this. So this, you guys can kind of see where we're gonna be going with this. This is gonna lay in here. We're gonna kind of stretch it around the seat. It's gonna go in right on top like that. And then we have these tabs here that are actually gonna go through the seat and that are actually gonna pop out the back side here. We're gonna twist those into position to hold that cushion in place or that seat cover in place, and then we'll be good to go. So on the bottom half of the seat here, we gotta remove the little flap in the back here, or flip this up, and they are just kind of anchored to the seat via a couple little elastic tabs. So there's two little connections that are stopping us from, pulling this thing off. So we just got to get a little tool here, pry that out like that, then bam, that one's off. Just be real careful with this part. There you go. And then that one comes out, and you can pull that little flap back here. So the reason why we have to pull this back here is because we'll have those anchors that sit through to hold that seat cover in place, and then we'll turn those to lock those in and relay this back down. All right, so let's try to fit this in here. So we're gonna line this all up. We got two straps that'll go on the bottom here. I wanna get this figured out first. So we're gonna stick these tabs through the seat. So for the top portion of the seat here, there's gonna be a zipper on one side that you're gonna wanna unzipper here. And then we are just gonna literally lay it over, like put it over the seat. You'll see that there is a little seat belt, little cutout there that we're gonna have to work through. And then we can work through the top two pieces here that go around the headrest clips, which is gonna make it look really kind of OEM and factory, which is pretty cool. So let's see, we got 2 in 1 here. So let's try slipping this over the top, just like that. Cool. Go over this. Before we get too crazy putting this all together here, you can see I pulled through the little seatbelt tab here, which we gotta pull this down more so that the magnetic part comes through. And then these actually push through, and you'll see it there. I have to use 2 hands, but you'll actually be able to get this to look factory, which is pretty cool. So let me try working this onto the seat a little bit, and then we can show you what it looks like once we got everything lined up. Man, it's looking cool already though. All right, guys, we just spent a little bit of time just kind of massaging everything into place here, kind of tucking the leather where I could around this edge here, and man, it is looking like a whole new seat. You can see everything is tucked here, looking pretty good. So now all we got to do is the headrest on this side, and then we'll start pulling out the passenger, and we'll do that one. That one should be a lot lighter because there's no motors in that one. All right, so as for the headrest, this one is super simple, or at least, looks pretty simple. So we're just gonna slide this one on, not much to it. There's a couple little straps on the inside of this, and it's tight fitting, but that's what you want. So let me see, we'll wiggle this around. Bam, just like that. Look at that thing, man. That looks pretty dang good. Now you do see the gray a little bit underneath, but I think once we have it installed, you probably won't see much of that unless you're really looking. So pretty cool. Very tight fit, just take your time and you kind of massage everything into place. Kind of the story with all these seat covers here. But yeah, let's go see how it looks on the car. There we go, guys. Look at that. That looks pretty dang good. I mean, if you get right up under it, you can start to see the gray there. So I might work on that a little bit more. But man, if someone's just looking at this seat real quick, like, very hard to tell that that is a seat cover, considering everything kind of lines up nicely. I think we might put this one out in the sun a little bit there, let everything kind of form to the seat, because it's not going to be perfect right away out of the box. You just got to remember this was in the packaging for quite a while. But man, I am impressed with this stuff so far. Very cool. Yeah, way lighter. Alright guys, real quick, I pulled both seats out into the sun here. One without the custom interior seat skin installed, and then obviously the one that we just did. And check this out. Man, what an absolute difference. I mean, I love the 301A seats. I think they're a great value there. But wow, these are looking really good, man. Really good. And for a more like cost-effective option than getting a seat reupholstered, man, I don't think you can beat it. It looks really good. Wow. All right, let's get the other one installed. But I just had to show you that real quick. Before and after kind of thing. And just like that, guys, we got the passenger side done here, joining the driver's side in this awesome new look. Man, I am really liking it here. The passenger side went on a little bit easier. I knew what I was doing, so that helped for sure. But yeah, I'm leaving them out in the sun for a little bit just to relax some of the leather there. You can see this one's already starting to form better to the seat, which is nice. So it just has to kind of relax here a little bit in the sun, and the sun's going to help that. So now we are on to the rear seats, which also have to come out to do the install. So let's go back inside the car here. We have a couple bolts in the back and a few clips, and then the rear seats come out. So they shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Plenty of room without the seats in the car for other activities, which is great. So I'm kneeled down here. It looks like we just have two little clips. One of them's right here. The other side's probably in the same spot. Yep, just like that. Hey, there we go. All I did was push those two clips in, pull up on this, and check that out. She pulls right out. Awesome, now that this part's out, all we have is the back section here, and I believe it's just a bolt here, or a nut here, one on the other side, and then I think there's one right here as well. Let's see, I also think they're 15 mils. They are, cool. And you can get the top one over here. Well, as you can see, guys, we have all the seats just laid out in the middle of the driveway here. I'm just letting the material kind of form to the seat itself. Seems to be working pretty good. I have some books laying on this one because just in the box, you know, these get kind of, you know, they're pushed together. They need to kind of relax to form to the seat. So just putting a little weight on there in hopes that it'll fit a little bit better. But overall, install's not too bad in the rear. It's definitely a little bit more finicky than the fronts, but man, look at this. You can't argue with that. It looks pretty good, especially in person. It's definitely going to elevate the interior and give it that kind of premium feel, which is nice. I do like the 301A seats, but there's something about these that I think is a lot better. We're going to throw these back in the car right now. I'm not going to film everything here, but once they're back installed, we'll give you some glamour shots of what they look like and just kind of give my last thoughts. But man, overall, so far, pretty dang cool. A little bit of an install process, but I think it's well worth it. finished the install on the custom interior seat covers, and I gotta say, they came out absolutely amazing. You guys seeing this right now? Man, it absolutely changes the look of the inside of the car. Let's open the door. I know you guys saw the montage, but man, check these things out. They really do add such a premium feel to the car. I am really happy that I went with this type of design here, guys, because they have a ton of different options. You could go with just the normal black ones too, but I thought this would add kind of a nice little touch. And overall, I think it's absolutely an amazing option, especially if you have the base or the 301A package. I think, you know, those two options really would benefit from something like this. The premium seats, the 401A in these Mustangs are really good. So you might not be looking for something like this, but if you have a base car and you got the cloth seats, these definitely will give you that premium look that you're looking for. But yeah, man, I'm pretty impressed. If you guys want to check them out, check out Kustom Interiors. The link to their website will be in my video description. Thank you so much, guys, for sending these my way as well. And if you guys have any questions on the install, put it in the comments below. I'm happy to help. You guys have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.